big fan of, oh, got it here. Let me say got it here. Got it. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of short content because I don't believe that it gives enough context to the messaging that is being conveyed. So for instance, 500 words on leadership. Everybody's already written those 500 words. You know what I mean? I think that in order for us to develop further, what we have to do is we have to create authoritative content. So when I publish, on to my profile, I actually don't expect people to read it. Okay.
Then what is purpose? Why are you doing?
Okay. What they do see is that I write on a lot of specific topics, and my substance is always significant. And I know that when they're actually in the mood or have a desire to look up something and on purpose, not by accident, then they're going to find me. Okay, they're going to remember me and they're going to find me. I'll give you an example. I have this application that I use, and it monitors the internet for anybody that refers to me or any of my content. Okay, and when it finds content about me or any of my content, it sends me an alert. Now, there's this gentleman about 2 years ago, this gentleman by the name of Stephen Cadenesi, wrote something about where he wrote about me, referred to me, and he referred to one of my articles in one of his posts. And his post was very short, but it was a post, and he called me out on it. And it was very flattering. And I didn't know who Stephen Cadenesi was. I never heard of him. We weren't connected. And I never heard of his company that he was a COO and president of, a company called ACOM. So I look up ACOM and Stephen Cadenesi because I'm curious, because it was a very flattering article. And Steve is, this ACOM is an $8 billion a year construction services firm. So we get connected and we start chatting, and next thing I know, I have an engagement. Now, the article he referred to, I had written 8 years prior. Okay, and it was a substantial piece of content. And because it was a substantial piece of content, it has a certain gravity in the internet. And people find it because they're looking for authoritative content on that subject. So when I'm writing, I'm not writing for today, or when I post, I'm not posting for today. I'm posting for 8 years from today.
8 years.
Okay.
8
years, 4 years, 3 years, whatever. I am posting for the future. I'm posting content that has gravity that people will find because they're looking for it. Because, and as you alluded to yourself, people have their phones, and their phones have taken the place of the newspaper. We look at it to occupy our mind, not necessarily to get any immediate gratification. It takes, like I said, it takes the place to the newspaper.
I like your idea and how you explain, because I read about effective leadership as well. You have understanding, not just understanding one line. You are giving example, you are giving case study, you are giving this reference that this thing. Yeah, so when this is a newsletter, this matter, of course people need, because here I am agree with you, because we have to sell our products at right destination, right? For example, if you go and diamond and sell to grocer will not give you that value, right?
Right.
And blacksmith will also not give. But if you go to jewelry, they will give you that. So destination, I agree with you that who looking for something in leadership, something deep, But you see, Joseph, you tell me, everyone looking for leadership and all this, why? They lead, they can make more money if they know these traits. You tell me.
Well, I believe that first off, everybody is a leader and everybody's a follower.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, even the general is following. Nobody except for God is the supreme leader. Everybody else is a follower, is a servant of others. Some people have better skills as being followers than they do as being leaders. Leaders, serve to inspire. As you had made mention, a leader isn't a leader because of rank or title or money. A leader is a leader because people are willing to follow. Okay, not even willing to follow, wanting to follow. They like to be inspired. They like to strive for something that's greater than themselves.
Yeah, because you see, I say, I'm in maritime on ship. Each one should feel their leader. Then it will, because what this get leader? Oh, ambition. When you feel, because this is a word leader. Oh, I'm leader. This gives them to feel something, ambition, something strength. Yeah, strength. I'm leader. I have to do this. So, but main traits of leaders, I can say responsibility. You take responsibility, you are leader on that front at a certain time.
Yeah, and I'll give you an example. I have this app on my, and you use an app too, to make appointments on each other's calendars, right? You use Calendly, I think it is, and I use Savita. And back in December, I got this random appointment from somebody I did not know, or I didn't believe I knew. And usually that kind of an appointment is somebody trying to sell me something, which is fair enough. If someone's going to make an appointment on my calendar, I'll speak with them. But I looked them up on the internet, and it was somebody that worked for a client of mine almost 25 years ago. Okay. I have not talked to this person in 25 years. We have not exchanged a message, nothing. All of a sudden, out of the sky, this person pops into my calendar. Now they're a CFO at a corporation out in Denver, Colorado. And they'll remember that they liked working with me and with my group. And next thing you know, I have a fairly significant engagement with them. It's a very, very fun project. Leadership is part of it. But the thing is, I don't act for today. I act for some point in the future that is undetermined. In other words, I don't know when this confluence is going to occur. I am confident it will occur. There was another opportunity that I had some years ago. This is another 20 years ago. I was speaking at a university in Monterrey, Mexico. I was, asked to speak at a conference, and the one student in particular was very, very bright. He went to Babson College for entrepreneurship for his master's, and he asked me to write a letter of recommendation, which I did because I thought he was a very, very bright guy, and he was. Separately, some years later, I have a project with Lockheed Martin doing leadership development for their young leaders group, where they identify leaders, young people in their organizations they're going to groom as leaders. I'm speaking at their conference with my team, and one of the people that is on my team owns a franchise for a fitness center, and he wants to expand into Mexico. Mm-hmm. And so the next thing I know, I'm putting together the person I know in Mexico together with this team, and we're expanding his business from the United States into Mexico. And I never knew that these pieces were going to come together when I found the pieces. The opportunity presents itself at some other point in the future. As long as you're sincere and you maintain those relationships, and you maintain quality relationships, not just everybody. There's some people that are just, not worth pursuing because there's nothing obviously there, or there's a personality conflict or whatever it might be. But there's other people that come across your life that you don't know what the purpose is at the time, but there's a purpose. and that purpose will illuminate itself in its good measure, in its good time. So those are just a couple of examples of things that that I can't scientifically explain, except that I know that if you increase your probability, the possibility of you coming out successful
yeah,
is greater.
100% I agree with you, because earlier also when I have developed course exclusive for resilience, but I was not aware, and I'm very much kindful to people, but not need to be in business kindful. I was selling my resilience course, you can imagine, for $50. No one come. But when I start my resilience course for 3,000 euro, people are coming.
Well,
because this is quality. You see, quality.
Yeah, well, it's also perception. If something is free, people figure it has no value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if something's $50, they figure they're only going to get $50 worth of value,
Yeah.
which the people that you're trying to talk to, they don't care about $50. You know what I mean? And so you don't even get their attention until you're talking $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, because we're talking at different calibers and different levels of professionals. Now, I give my time to young people because they have no money, and you never know when that one young person that you touch is going to go to Babson and is going to be instrumental 20 years from now.
100%,
okay?
Absolutely. I'm doing also same. When seafarer young one come, I talk with them complimentary session for 30 minutes. I'm in each extent 1 hour. I don't mind, because they are our future. They are our future. But person who already achieved and has money and don't want to invest, he is appreciating his time, but he's not appreciating my time. Why I have to invest? Right? So you are right, absolutely. And Joseph, where are you based in Germany?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt. Oh, nice place. I have my friend Ralph, in Germany, and he lives. I can tell you, he was in Odessa. We just met in from Istanbul to New Delhi in business class, and we become friends forever. Next year he came here Odessa. So I always also going to write that business people fly only in business class, because you can get network.
It's funny that you say it. I don't fly business class. Even when the client is willing to pay for it, I don't fly business class, because part of my business is about value.
No, you see,
okay. So
yeah.
But what I do here, I'll get. When I travel, I always carry a copy of my book.
State of readiness.
Yeah. So I always carry a copy of my book with me when I travel. And if I meet somebody that's interesting, usually at the lounge, before we get on the flight, but usually, and in fact, I was flying from Denver to Newark, and I was sitting next to a senior vice president, Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. And her and I wanted to sleep. She wanted to talk. So we ended up talking the whole 4-hour flight. She's a very, very interesting woman. And I pulled out a copy of my book, signed it, and gave it to her. And next week we're supposed to have a call when I'm back in the States. So it's just, that's yeah. So it's just different things. I mean, I'll tell you, Binay, this is how I look at flying. Flying is the one moment I usually get where nobody's bothering me. Okay, like all day long I have emails to make and phone calls to take and all this 24 hours a day. Then my family, when I'm not working, it's my family. When I'm in an airplane, nobody bothers me, and it's an opportunity for me to catch up on my Economist magazines, which are usually several issues behind.
I agree, but you can imagine once I had from here to Istanbul, Istanbul to Bangkok,
Yeah.
Bangkok to Busan, and this was
Right.
more than 24 hours. And after this, till now, in knee, my pain, health is well, my dear friend. And I have in this, because I can't put my legs until now, already past 3 years. And here I problem. I'm business person. I am going somewhere to pitch the business. What I am feeling it bad, I will pitch the business. Tell me. I can't pitch the business because you see from that, if I have taken that time, not in economic class, business class, this will not happen with me because I was unable to put my legs. From here, I fly to Istanbul. From Istanbul to Bangkok. In Bangkok, plane was unable to land because there was a density. I mean, dense traffic. So more 2 hours. Then I stay in airport 10 hours for next flight. I'm also sitting. No launch because.
Oh, see, that's not good. That's not good. That'll cramp up your legs. In fact, you could get a condition called deep vein thrombosis. It could kill you. It's basically a clot that happens in your leg veins if you sit too often and too long. In fact, a friend of mine had it, and she was flying quite a bit. In fact, she was a fighter pilot for the U.S. Navy. And she had a clot, and that's one of the reasons why I take an aspirin every day, is to keep my blood thin because I travel and sit a lot, and just one of the things that I do just to keep the.
You see, I like your idea, and I see that I can learn from you something deep. We can brainstorm and something we can find, because we are on same page. But you are more senior. How many years old are you?
Almost 60.
60. So I can learn from you, right?
Well, we can learn from each. We could always. Everybody could learn from everybody else.
Very nice. Yeah, I feel always energy. You see, always energy. I am telling everyone that in yesterday night, I do meditation 3:10. 3 o'clock 10 minutes every morning, 30 minutes. In meditation, I see everything. I have seen you already in meditation. I see in meditation there is a Russian warship coming to Odessa, but I have stopped them with my energy. I think you believe me, because this energy, we are living in energy world. When you have energy, sincere energy that you are using this energy not for anything bad. What is negative things? I agree. It making negative environment. People are depressed. People are in this state. They have an anxiety. They have this problem. So when this type of thing, critical things happening, if you have a mark of character, positive resilience, if you read my book, My Fantastic Voyage to Odessa, I will see that how many times I have fallen down. Not 10,000 like a Edison, but not less. But as much I fall, I love it. I love failure. And same I say leadership. I've written one book, The Art of Communication. You know why I've written? One guy asked me during pandemic, Dr. Singh, give me electrical engineer for electronic ship. I have lined up everything done. Then he out for 1 week. Then he called and said, I need full ship. I tell my dear friend, what about electrical stuff? We don't need. I tell, from you required only 2 things. Such type of leaders in our world working. They have no responsibility. Therefore, I have written this book, The Art of Leadership, that you become first of all loyal and become empathetic to people. Put your legs in it. Yeah, when I'm talking with you, I'm putting my legs in your shoes and feeling that what I can more talk with Joseph and give Joseph something that which will add value in Joseph's life. Yeah, as you say that you are learner, you learn from children as I am learning. So this making great sense when we are a learner and you are a good listener, and therefore I would like to talk with you. So need to become a speaker as if you are speaking that people want to listen. And same side, other side of the table. Become to as such a listener that you want to listen. You see, so we can with our interaction. I'm very, I told not money minded. I am community leader on non-profit, number shop, and I like it because there people come and I can share with them and make them successful. You know what problem? Main thing that you have read book Todd Henry, Die Empty.
What's that?
Die Empty.
Die empty?
Empty means that nothing there. You share everything. Based on this, I have written book, be solution oriented, not excuse oriented. Today, one of the CEO I've sent, you would like to die empty. He did not reply. Because you see what problem. People when come to some age, 60, 70 years, that's 60 years, for example, not about you. I mean that. They think that we don't need anything else. We don't need legacy. But not this is the case, my dear friend Joseph. Tomorrow you die, you have not shared. Maybe you will round up this world everywhere, but you can't share. You are not alive, right? So do whatever you do now with full sincerity. One of US entrepreneurs of biggest company came to me and asked, Vinay, can you give me concept to be billionaire? I would like to be billionaire, not millionaire. I tell yes. What is this? I said, first of all, be sincere with yourself, with family, team, and everyone. Second, be people-centric 100% with sincerity. Third, don't invest in your business, invest in others' business. They will automatically in your network. Fourth, don't invest in one thing, 10 things, because you can't achieve in one thing 100%, but in 10 things you can achieve 10, accumulated 100%. Are you agree with me, this concept, to become billionaire?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that you and I have had probably similar journeys. I have had many mentors in my life. And to me, the best mentors don't know their mentors.
Best mentors?
You know what a mentor, right?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Who is best mentor?
Yeah, the best mentor are the people that never knew they were mentors.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like you had a session, a formal session. You observed, you spoke, you shared. They gave you insights, opinions. They shared their wisdom. So the best mentors never knew they were your mentor until someday later when you're old and gray and you have enough wisdom to say, you know what, you were a great mentor and I just wanted you to know that. And they're usually shocked. I didn't know I was your mentor. But the way we honor our mentors is by being mentors of others similarly. Not that it's ever a formal relationship, but it's just a ongoing relationship. So I think that's what we have to do, is we have to honor our mentors by being mentors ourselves, which again comes to this, it's not a very good business plan, because the business plan relies so much on good things happening to you in their good time because of the good that you have done.
I'm agree with you 100%, absolutely. And same. I think because we have with you synergy. What is synergy? I'm going to write book, sincere energy, right? But now people are using this synergy to have a business, but there is no win-win, win-loss, win-profit. Yeah. So you see what I see in our conversation discussion, that we have a synergy of sincere energy and humanity and entrepreneurship. I would like that people learn from you. You have a deep knowledge of not just leadership. You have a case study, story. People love story. Yeah. So we have to, what you have to make, because when anyone come to me, I would like to give. That is my 100% tradition, to give, because I love to give. As I have written this book, that art of give with generosity. give independently, give with vision, and be empathetic. So what I would like that, let me share, if you don't mind, this conversation. There's nothing secret. What do you think?
No, there's nothing secret in it. No.
Yeah, I can tell that I have attended discussion with such a person like you, that we have get so many information that I learn and become a learner, become responsible, and sell your things at a right destination, because people not value when you are not on right. And main thing, sincerity. Sincerity will make you 100% successful in any business. How it sounds. So yeah, by end you can tell some words of wisdom for today leaders, and then I will off this recording and we can talk. So what you would like to share with our generation, our world leadership, or based on our conversation?
Well, I think that the best thing that a leader can be is empathetic. I've known so many failures. I've seen so many failures. I've done so many failures in my own life, right? I mean, you can't go through life without failing yourself. But it's almost always because we don't take a moment to consider what is really important to the other person. We assume what's important, but we don't know what's important. I'll give you, it's a stupid example, but I'll give you an example. I used to go to Southern Africa quite a bit. And I haven't gone in a couple of years because of COVID and everything else. But one of my friends wanted to go with me to Southern Africa because she wanted to conduct some workshops in these remote villages for women to help liberate them. And I suggested that she just build a well. And she didn't understand how that could help liberate somebody. And I said, listen, these women are spending 3 or 4 hours a day getting potable water. Okay, having to travel to get water to bring back to their village. If you build somebody a well and you give them 3 or 4 hours of free time a day, you've liberated them. I don't care who you are, man, woman, or child. If you've given somebody 3 or 4 hours a day of free time, you've liberated them. And so the challenge is, as leaders, is to not assume we know what's best for the people that are following, but we have to try to truly understand and relate to what is important to them in their circumstances. And we see it today with our senior leaders in government. They don't think that the price of gas is a big deal, except that it motivates everybody to buy an electric car. Now, if you can't afford $4 worth of gas, you can't afford a $50,000 car. And you wonder, when was the last time they actually had to put their hand in their pocket and pay for gas? And this is really what it comes down to. We have to be, as leaders, we have to be in touch on an intimate basis with what is truly important to the people who are entrusted to us for their livelihood, for their lives, for their happiness. And I think that's where it has to start.
Yeah, thank you, Joseph. You have said, very, inspiring and such thoughtful information. I can say, today leaders, what they have deficiency? They have deficiency to not become decisive. They are not decisive. Either business leader, political leader. They are so much, negligence about people, that they are taking decision. Even, today what? This is a matter of decision here. To make decision to not for people other than to feed your own ambition. So people should forget, I always say, if you are a leader in business, in political, you should forget about yourself, that you are not living your life. You are living life for people. Are you agree? Your life dedicated to people. This is a leadership. Leader plus ship. that leader, that you have this loyalty to people, you are empathetic to people, your ambition only for people welfare, right? Then you are decisive. You know, we have so many examples of leadership, a leader who have taken even not right decision, but at least they are decisive.
You know, there's a lot. The whole decision-making process could be a whole nother conversation, right? You know, politically elected leaders don't like to make decisions because that means they have to take a side. And if they pick a side, that means they're going to have to defend themselves against people that are not happy with their decision. And as we know, the discontent few can shout a lot louder than the contented majority. So they don't like to make a stand because then they have to defend it. The other thing about being decisive only works if you are also going to be equally decisive if you realize you've made, I don't want to call it a mistake, it could be a mistake, but I'll call it a suboptimal decision. Okay, suboptimal decision being, you know, it's not the best decision, it was a decision, it wasn't catastrophic, but it could have been better. And, you know, if you're going to make decisive decisions, you also have to have a strong enough ego. When I say strong enough, I don't mean fragile, I mean strong, to say, you know what, that was a mistake, or I could have done better. And then you do better. The challenge there is that sometimes decisive people have very fragile egos, big egos, but fragile egos. And they will just keep on pursuing a wrong course of action because they don't want to admit mistake. But that's a whole different subject on decision making that we could get into sometime.
Yeah. I think, yeah, thank you very much. This was, you know, excellent discussion, and this discussion, you know, this chat, we have to share. As I say that, like Todd Henry said, die empty. You have knowledge, share. You have idea, realize. You have innovative something, do it. You know, I have an idea today to build up a new system of entrepreneurship. What is this? People are working not for you, not for, you know, company, they're working for themselves. Why? How? You are giving them projects, but this project you are creating as per their skill. Mm-hmm. Skill you have created, and they are working and they love to do, because people are today, Joseph, more than 80% doing for what they have not created by creator. Are you agree? Right. I have started meet one lady. She has, you know, honors completed, graduated from law, and she is selling pizza. You tell me, she is doing what she loves. I mean, in Ukraine even, yeah. So this is happening. So we should do whatever, but we are with you doing things for what we have created by creator. Therefore, we love and enjoy it. We work 22 hours. As you say that, you fly in economic class and you love it because you not feel, because you do what you created by creator. So you see, people who are not created by creator for that, they will not love and they will not put their 100% sincerity. They will not passionate. So what as a mentor, as a teacher, as a guide, our responsibility to take them and put them where they should be. Are you agree? For example, person he doesn't like to talk with people and he is always scared. So you can't put his scare out. Yes, because we have very simple example. You have silver and you have rock. From silver, you can't make gold, right? But you can polish gold to shine as a mint. You can polish diamond to shine, but from rock to diamond. So same here, if you have a traits of leader, you know, whenever I interview people, I talk with them, I see that they have traits of leadership, only need to polish as a mentor. But who had not leadership traits from their birth or from their, you can't make them. This is difficult because, you know, why you can't make them? Because they, even I have in team people, I want to give you leadership position. No. I don't. I'm happy with this. So these are not should be. These people only make destructive decisions. They can only make destruction for company. So we should decide here that who should be where.
Right.
And if we have a decision and we have this clarification, 100% that is an achievement will be. So we are here. One of the guys said, you are going to make other millionaire. Why not you become? I said, creator not created me to become myself. He created me to give other concept to become billionaire. You see? Because I'm happy with not even millionaire. Because I need, like a Joseph, billion of friends, not million of dollars.
It's funny that you said that. Years ago, 2007, there was a financial crisis, and I never knew how many poor rich people I knew. They were living like many other people, paycheck to paycheck, except that their debts had extra zeros in it, just like their income had extra zeros in it. And with me, I've always valued experiences over things. And during this period of time, it came to me that, someday my grandkids are not going to want to sit on my lap listening to me talk about the killer deal I did on the stock market, or the car that I used to own. Okay, they're going to want to hear about my adventures in Southern Africa, or when I went to the GCC and what the desert was really like. Or when I went to Mexico and had the taco from the street vendors, or things of real life stories. And you mentioned stories earlier on. It was funny because I was just coaching an elderly German just earlier today, who was saying that he was unfortunate in that he couldn't sell himself as well as he'd like to. And I was looking at his profile, and he had a lot of titles. Okay, he did a lot of things, but there's not any story to it. And I said, listen, don't sell yourself, sell your stories. You're 80 some years old. Okay, you've got wisdom and you've got experiences. People don't want to hire you because you're the Geschäft or whatever it might be. There's some fancy title. They're going to want to hear about your experiences. Sell your stories. Not, in fact, in sales, they talk about selling the sizzle, not the steak. If you know what a sizzle is, you put it on the grill and you smell it and everything else. The meat is the meat. Okay, you're selling the sizzle, not the steak. And I think that's what this gentleman has to realize and remember.
Yeah, 100% I agree with you. You see what I can say, even you see why today in shipping, in maritime accidents, because people, as you told me, why they are not decisive, because they are covering themselves. Yeah, they're covering themselves. They are putting aside from decision. And when you go forward to take decision, you are true leader. I agree. Yeah. Because you see, I have a case when electrical officer on board manhandled a chief officer Ukrainian, manhandled on electrical Indian. This is artificial story. But captain of the vessel, instead of solving problem, calling company. Company calling me, I have to just to fly to Cyprus.
Right.
I asked two questions. This guy, company managing director, whether your captain is captain or he servant there, or he's a AB. Why instead solving problem at a spot, he's calling you? We don't need such type of master, because already therefore today accident. People are putting everything, apparatus, apps, making, but whether shipping is today safe, 100% no. Because people are building ship China made. Why China? Money made. Yes. What is giving that? People are dying. People are devastated. People are depressed. You know, any seafarer today with happy, they go see. No. We have to change. And I am sure that you can also join in this team and we can together, because you have a deep knowledge of leadership to, and you know, this is a good question I have today discussed with you, that why your content is so, and now you have persuaded me, and that's great, because you see, when you write some pipeline, this not give people logical approach, right? But when you go deep, write a mental health. What is a mental health? Mental health not only from here. Something you have a bad, you get here, then this go to your body. But if you out from here, this not go to body. So this is a deep, influential, you know, I can say shock, emotional. I have no any emotional shock 24 hours. Why? Because I do meditation, I send my mind and see, oh, plan A, health, I have plan B. You know, sometimes what happened, today, you know, I was unable to find my phone. Someone can disturb, you know, here. I was saying, Vinay, you are the genius person. Stop. Think where you can put your telephone. You know, and telephone was just in bag.
Yeah. It's
And
always the last place.
Yeah,
It's always the last place you look.
Same happening on ship. People can't find something, even pencil, and for pencil they are planning ship. You know, when this happened in Suez Canal, you know what is the problem? You maybe also know that in pandemic there was a Suez Canal vessel agrounded. You know why? Because our ship's manager and owner, they're concerned about money. They are sending people for 10 months. You would like to work at 10 months on ship where you know any other thing?
No.
Yeah. So we have to make 4 months contract. Yes, this is a more safety. You know, we have in Ukraine proverb, stingy always pay twice. Stingy.
Yes. Yeah.
So become not stingy, become logical. As you say that, I say that why I fly if at 14 hours fly, you know, from here to Singapore or Bangkok, business class, because if you not fly, I will next day I have nothing to pitch the business. I will sleep in business, and this is a business meeting. So you have a one chance only to pitch the business. So therefore, I see that we have a synergy, sincere energy, and as our friends say, Richard, humanity in entrepreneurship. So let's start, my dear friend, new way for leadership training to not only you are training, you know, entrepreneurs and business leaders, as well maritime leaders. We need this. So let's restart. And now I'm recording, stopping, and we will talk, because recording, you know, we have recorded enough concept which what people need, and they have to come to us, come to Joseph for more knowledge, because Joseph is giving content and giving you method of leadership where you will be 100% become better leader, betterment. But he will not make you if you are silver. From silver to gold, he can't make. This is a God creator, but he already gave a fundament. So fundamental concept, if you have leadership, you are feeling that you have a leadership. Because I whole life I'm a leader, you know. When I was in India, everyone in Hindi says Netaji, leader. When I come to Ukraine, everyone says Mahatma Gandhi. So they will feel this in me, because I'm putting up front for anything. You know, today war happening, yeah, but I'm not scared. I go to army and talk that you have to fight with not gun, you have to fight with your zeal, with strength, and go forward, and you will 100% win the game. You see, so we should make people motivated in a way that they go forward together.